So this is the 14th My Quantum Shift, and I'm in the Cayman Islands visiting Gabrielle, my daughter. Gabrielle is going to vet school here, veterinary school, and if you watched my Quantum Shift 13, you should know that Perry, our part of the family, that our pet, had passed away after 17 going on 18 years. And nature and the sound of waves behind me, if you're in silence, will bring you to a sense of calm and grounding. And I think you can garnish the same things when you find your purpose in life, which is why I started this quantum shift thing, because I thought my purpose in life was the direction I was heading, but if it does not equate with happiness, that's not the direction. And certainly I was brought up by baby boomers, and I am at the tail end of being a baby boomer, and we are taught that hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and time spent in school will reward you with a good retirement and health. But as you know, it doesn't. Which is why I like millennials. Because millennials seem to have this connection, or I should say disconnection, to materialistic things, kind of, or perhaps industry. So there's a deep dive into dedication to something that makes money and educates, but then once the resources are finished, then there's no allegiance. So there's a move on to the next project or the next experience, which is kind of cool. That's total counterintuitive to what we're talking as baby boomers, being that the investment is there and will pay off. But obviously in my journey, it's, even if it is paying off monetarily, if it's not associated with a form of happiness, then what good is it? Because honestly, I'm a physician and I go by randomized controlled trials, and I've put these things up in the past, but stress equates to bringing on disease faster. Number one killer for Americans is going to be heart disease. Right behind that, and sometimes tied with it, is going to be cancer. Everything is accelerated with stress that's unanswered. And being in the dog-eat-dog race, which used to be a thing of the 70s and 80s, only accelerates that. So why would you even entertain that? If you know that smoking causes cancer, would you initiate smoking? I think the campaign for smoking has really done a great idea, or the campaign for stopping smoking has done a great service to the public. Even doctors used to smoke. But we still have to work on stress reduction. Or I should say stress neutralization. Because the idea that you have to suck it up and tolerate the stressors of life, bullshit. I don't think I think that's an industry created idea or theory, and it just gets you to work harder for somebody else that's not going to be there with you during retirement. The attempt to facilitate better record keeping and time spent on computer, when in actuality, if you get off the freaking computer, maybe you will have more time to spend with patients to figure out what the true problem is, get to the root cause, and reverse suffering. But I don't think it's not in the formula. So the idea about where this is going, if you have regular insurance-based medicine and you rely on that to be healthy and whole, I got news for you. You'll be a statistic, and you'll fall into the standard statistics, and the standard statistics will get you to heart disease and cancer by the time you hit 50 to 60 years of age. And then there'll be a procedure that will rescue you, but that'll be a terrible life from 60 to 70 to 80, and probably early mortality. Look at the blue zones and how they live to 103 with essentially very little medical intervention. supposedly. But I think by healthy living, it equates to having happiness, having a good sense of nutritional health, physical health, and spiritual health, whether you like to hear that word or not. I think it has to be brought up because we don't really touch on that in Western medicine, which is what I'm finding, and I think I'm pretty good with what I do for patients and to take care of myself. But sometimes I'll tell my patients to let go, drop the guard, and go see one of my coaches. And I did that myself, and I know the value of coaches, but I didn't realize the exponential value with figuring out and shortening suffering till I got my coaches on my team. So being in nature allows you the time to slow down your thoughts, your ideas, your difficulty with sleep to the speed of nature. That's like the waves that you hear crashing behind me. Sometimes when you at least learn to let go of technology, which is high-speed internet, high-speed cars, high-speed cooking, you sometimes get the essence of what you're supposed to be doing. And that's where I'm at now. Because of the passing for Perry, I brought Perry's ashes down here to his true mom, my daughter Gabrielle, and I think it's allowed me some time to reflect. And it just so happens, and Perry probably planned this, and by the way, those of you who are pet owners, he did not suffer. He actually passed away with his last grooming. He had his massage, he had his bath, and they were taking care of his grooming, and he passed away. So what a way to go, right? That's what we would like to go as, how we would like to go as humans, but we don't. We go in an emergency room or in an ICU with paralysis and medications and procedures. That's not the cool way to go. Not the way we're supposed to, but that's the way that the gauntlet of medical intervention is made. So please reverse your disease. Live a healthy life, which includes some form of spirituality, some form of healthy nutrition practice, some form of physical activity, and really good sleep. I think if you just grab those four things, you'll be bulletproof. And there's more to it than that, like family and happiness. But I guess bottom line is, with all these definitions, if you're not happy with what you're doing right now, then you're in the wrong profession. And you don't have to necessarily go back to school, but try to reinvent yourself in a way that makes you happy again. I think that the problem with the baby boomer generation is that we invest with the expectations that it will pay off later, but hey, it ain't paying off later. So surprise, I appreciate my mom pushing me to medicine. I think it gives me a good launching point, but that's not the end all. And being 57, 58 in 2020, I have a lot of years ahead of me, but that's not going to come to fruition if I'm totally pissed off all the time. And if I'm supposed to be a doctor in an urgent care center and just give out antibiotics and pain pills to put as band-aids, fine, but I'm not going to do that. There's other doctors that do that. So at this point in time, if you're burned out like I am, you have to find your way. And sometimes just getting to a sense of calm will be important to find your way, or reflect back and figure out, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, because you're too busy. And if you're too busy, you'll never be able to reflect and think abstractly about problem solving. So take some time off. I don't care if it's covered or not, but my 2 weeks of my sabbatical has really revealed a lot of things. Perry's passing has just culminated in where I am right now. I'm going back to work on Monday in 2 days, and I think I have direction. I know I have this path, and it's going to be different than the path before, but I would not have found that or tasted that if I didn't take the time off. So do yourself a favor, take the time off, get some coaches on your team, and look for happiness again. And if you can find it, cool. If you can't, then get more coaches on your team. But the suffering that you're going through now does not have to be. It's not normal for humans. Don't buy into that formula. I think that our species is supposed to survive, not just let the species survive, but because there's supposed to be a sense of happiness experienced with all of us individually, and that will let the species survive. Let's go. My final message is subscribe to me on YouTube, and maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more quantum shifts, but this is probably going to be the last one. And I appreciate you following me. Hopefully you'll find direction too, but if you can't, take yourself away from your current situation just for a short time. Get the coaches to accelerate your path and discovery, and stay safe. Because again, stress equates to early death. If you embrace the stress, you're just going in the wrong direction. So don't settle for anything less than pure happiness and bliss. And that's what I can leave you with. So I'm going to join up with Gabrielle and her friends and celebrate Perry's death, in addition to celebrating life. Mine. Thanks for watching.
Oh my God, there's poodles.
And just as we're talking, this is Gabrielle. Hey, say hello to my subscribers. And just as we're walking here, now we see Perry lookalikes. That's Perry. Perry was a toy poodle.
Can I pet your dog?
Hi guys.
Oh my God.
Hi guys. Hi guys.
They're so cute. Hi. How old are they?
He is 2 and almost 3, and this
Hi.
is 8 months.
Thank you.
So this is the universe paying us back.